Hi, I'm Charisse Marie, and I help entrepreneurs just like you to supercharge their marketing strategies using Pinterest. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, hit that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified. Okay, so today I want to talk about why you should use a Pinterest strategist to create your Pinterest strategy. And I have a bunch of really good reasons, but what it really boils down to is that if you hire a Pinterest strategist who actually knows what they're doing, they're going to not just be able to fix your Pinterest strategy and to create that for you and to set you up with boards and pins and all of that kind of stuff, but they're going to help you with keywords. They're going to help you with hashtags. They're going to help you actually create or tweak a funnel that actually works for you. Now, if you already have a working funnel, perfect. You are the ideal Pinterest client, but a lot of you don't. So what happens is you struggle with a funnel of any kind, okay? You're trying to get leads into this funnel. You don't even know if the funnel works 100%. You haven't got all the pieces in place properly. You're so frustrated and you've spent so much time and energy and probably money getting to this point, and you can't seem to figure out what's wrong. And a Pinterest strategist who's good at their job is also going to understand and really connect with the fundamentals of a funnel and can help you with not just creating all the pretty pins, but can actually help you once they get people eyeballs to your funnel to actually get them to convert and do the thing that you want them to do. Because at the end of the day, isn't it true that getting eyeballs on your stuff is only half the battle? The other half is making sure that those eyeballs turn into something else. Whether that is just them giving you their email address, whether that is them buying one of your small things, whether that is once they're on your email address or on your email list, converting them into a paying client in some way, shape, or form. All of those things are really super important to actually having a business. If you don't have clients, you just have a hobby. And if they're not paying you, it's a really expensive hobby, because then you're wasting your time on clients who are just sucking your knowledge for no good return on your investment. And that sucks. I've been there and it sucks. We don't want to do that anymore. We want to have clients that pay us. We want to have funnels that return our investment, whether that investment is time, effort, money, whatever it is. We want a funnel that works and that gives us repeatable results over and over again. And the first step to that could very well be Pinterest. Pinterest works for a lot of different industries, probably a lot of industries that you haven't even thought of as Pinterest compatible. Let's go with compatible. That you haven't even thought of as Pinterest compatible. Trust me, they are Pinterest compatible. So when you have this and you've got such a great idea and you're like, okay, so how do I find eyeballs to get on to my thing? That's where a Pinterest strategist can come in, because they can help you to monetize that for very low investment. Okay, now you're going to have to pay for the Pinterest strategist, yes, but the return on that is well worth it, because once you're up and running, then you just really, even while you're getting up and running, the only expense is that Pinterest strategist. It is free to use Pinterest. You can run ads, which are dirt cheap, by the way. Ads on Pinterest, like, dirt cheap as compared to Facebook, as compared to Instagram, as compared to YouTube, Google, all the places that you could run ads. Pinterest is probably the cheapest right now because hardly anybody's using it. That may change, but at this moment in time, in May of 2020, Pinterest ads they run circles around everybody else price-wise. They just do. And Pinterest is a fantastic market because it's 70% women who are 25 to 60, women who generally have a college degree, women who generally their household income is well over $100,000 a year, women who are North America based, most of them in the US, but a lot in Canada. And they're just waiting to find your thing and buy it. That's really what they're doing. They're searching desperately for whatever it is that you are selling, and they just need you to present it in a way that makes sense for them to say yes. That involves your funnel, that involves your strategy, that involves putting it in front of the right people at the right time. And that's something that a Pinterest strategist can really help you to define. I haven't yet found any niche in online marketing, or really even bricks and mortar marketing, that a Pinterest strategy wouldn't help in some way, shape, or form. It depends on what it is, how you would market that niche, but pretty much every niche can be marketed on Pinterest. Even niches for dudes. So if you sell a guy thing, like, I don't know, widgets for guys' motorcycles, let's say, so you sell, I don't know what would go on a motorcycle, but like the baskets or something for motorcycles, you can position that where you are pitching to the women in their lives for them to purchase this for their loved male in their life, or for women motorcyclists, or however you want to pitch it, so that it actually can work to really give you the people that you are looking for. It's that simple, okay? So why would you hire someone instead of doing it yourself? You're probably saying that to yourself at this point. Okay, it's great. I love that idea, but I don't have a lot of money. So how do I do this for myself? Well, there are all kinds of tutorials and courses and crap on how to do it yourself, but I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't. Oh, I know, right? What? I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why you really should not be doing your Pinterest strategy for yourself. Number 1, because you're probably going to burn out with it. How many other platforms are you on at this moment in time? I'd be willing to bet you're on Facebook, probably Instagram, possibly Twitter, and quite possibly YouTube. And you're maybe blogging. And you're probably being interviewed on a podcast, or you own a podcast. It's exhausting. It really is. So do you really want to learn one more piece of the marketing puzzle? Do you really? Because who wants to know all the things and then have to do all the things? It's a recipe for either burning out or giving up. Because here's the thing with Pinterest. It's not instant. Pinterest takes a good 2 to 6 months to really get its legs under it, a new Pinterest account, and to really start to run. It's not instant. It can be instant, but it generally isn't. It generally takes a little bit of time for Pinterest's algorithm to figure out what you're all about and for everything to start to really roll and for your pins to start to get a lot of traction. And so you're going to give up because you don't have time to spend 3 to 6 months nurturing this thing. You need it up and running yesterday because you need to sell more of your widgets. And you're probably going to be burning out because you're doing so many things. Marketing is only one piece of your business. And really, it should be the least piece. Marketing, I know when I first started out, I was not told that marketing was going to be the bulk of what I spent my time doing. I was promised, I started out as a life coach, full disclosure here. I still do it on the side, but I was not told at the beginning that probably 75 or 80% of my day would be spent doing copywriting, marketing, creating funnels, working with technology. I thought I'd spend my entire day working with clients. And I was kind of upset when I found out otherwise until I started to really embrace it and learned to love it. But at first, I didn't quite understand that all the things that I was getting involved in. And you're probably there too. And let me tell you, you can burn out really fast if you try to add all of the different platforms for social media to try and get eyeballs on your things. It's a recipe for disaster. It is better to outsource to the professionals in almost every case. If you really are shoestringing it and you want to start with Pinterest, then make that your focus and then move on to something else after you've mastered Pinterest and you can hand it off to someone. But I would not recommend trying to do all the things and wear all the hats because it's exhausting. Second one is Pinterest is really addictive. And Pinterest is one of those platforms that, especially because you are so passionate about your niche. I know you're like me. You're passionate about the things that you're passionate about. And you wouldn't be doing the thing that you're doing right now if you weren't passionate about it. Kudos to you. But what that means is that when you get into Pinterest and you are creating pins for your clients or for your audience, or you are trying to find other people's pins to share with your audience that you think that they will like and that will give them value, you're going to find that you go down the rabbit hole and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I wonder if I can find more of those. Oh, I want to go look at these now. And you're busy with your thumbs on your phone. I've got Samsung. You're busy with your thumbs on your phone going, oh my God, look at it all. It's so pretty. And you're saving things to your own personal secret boards because, dear Lord, why not, right? And then you look up and it's 2:00 in the morning and you still have client work to do, or a blog post to write, or a YouTube video to record, or something else that you really needed to get done that didn't get done. So avoiding that by hiring someone else to accidentally get stuck going down the rabbit hole is a much better use of your time and your energy. Number 3 is letting someone else be the expert. I touched on this before, but it bears repeating. It is all about making sure that you're not spending all of your time focused on how to learn all the new bits of social media marketing, all the new bits of technology, all the new bits of everything. Let's not do that. Focus on what you're good at and find someone else to be good at the other things for you. That's the biggest, most important piece of advice that I can give any newbie, or even anybody who's been around for a while, but has started to feel the itch to grow a little bit. If you're thinking about growing, think about growing in a way that makes sense strategically and not by doing everything for yourself. Learn enough to be dangerous, pass it on to someone who's an expert. Okay, that's my 2 cents. The next 2 are about numbers, because really this goes back to being the expert. It goes back to really, how much time do you want to spend learning this platform? And then tracking all of your activity on the platform and seeing what kind of a return on your investment of time, energy, and money you're actually seeing. And then knowing what to do with that so that you can tweak the places where people are getting stuck. Because let's be honest, you can be doing everything right on bringing people into your funnel, but if they're getting stuck somewhere in your funnel, it can be really difficult to identify where and then figure out what the fix is and then fix it so that they can smoothly move to the next step in the funnel from there on. And that's something that a strategist can really help you to identify. And they can identify, if a pin is working really well, and maybe that's the template that you want to go with, perfect. Maybe a pin is working really well, but it could do a little better. Maybe you could use different keywords. Maybe it's the headline that isn't working. Maybe it's the hashtags that aren't working. I mean, there are so many different pieces to why some piece of your marketing strategy will work and won't work. But unless you know what those numbers mean as you're looking at them, you really are kind of flying blind. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to waste my time, my energy, or my money. I like to be the kind of person who gets things done right the first time, or at the very least, because marketing is a bit of an art and a science, if you can't get it done absolutely pristinely right the first time, at least is able to pivot fairly quickly. I want to know exactly what's happening every month in my accounts and in all of my client accounts so that I can pivot and make the corrections that need to be made, so that I can identify what works, what doesn't work, how I can tweak things, how I can tweak the things that are doing well to make them really do well, how I can maybe kill the losers. I mean, it's harsh, but sometimes you have to just let them die a slow, painful death. And maybe they'll come back, but probably not. So that is it in a nutshell. Why you should be using a Pinterest strategist? Because you need to hire the right person for the right job at the right time. Is this the time for you to be looking at Pinterest as a really strong source of leads for yourself and your business? I don't know. You're the only person who can tell yourself the answer to that question. And what should you do when it comes to hiring out, when it comes to making that decision whether you should do a DIY, whether you should do a DIY and combine with a VA who focuses on Pinterest, or whether you should hire a Pinterest strategist? Again, that all comes down to how fast you want to grow, how easily you think you can find the holes in your funnels, and how much time you have to invest in this as well as all of the other things that you have going on. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Again, my name is Charisse Marie. I help entrepreneurs just like you supercharge their marketing strategies using Pinterest. If that sounds interesting to you, I do invite you to subscribe below and click on that little bell to be notified when I go live or when I do my uploads for videos. And on that note, have a fantastic, fantastic day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.